Hi, my name is Matt, and I like to make things. So, today, I'm going to be making every single slime in Terraria. So, to start, I'll be making the green slime. I'll combine a bunch of greens into green. But first, you can see I have a bunch of different things for scale. So with those greens, I make this green. And then you cover up all of the imperfections so that it's perfectly round. And then, once you get it perfectly round, you roll it up into a ball. And then you push it down. I don't know. You get the ball, make sure it's scale, and then you just push it down. So, now that we are done making our first green slime and checking its scale to see that its scale is perfect, we're done with that. So, now, I'm going to grab my list, and I'm going to cross it off of that list. So, now I'm going to be making the blue slime. You turn those blues into that blue, and then you do the exact same thing, but you make it slightly larger. Now this is going to be what I call blue slime scale, and you can cross that off the list too. Now we're making the purple slime because I didn't feel like making the red slime yet, so you turn those colors into that color, and then you do the exact same thing, but you make it slightly larger than the blue slime. Now this is yellow slime scale. Why not purple slime scale? Because I didn't feel like it. So that is done, and you can cross it off of the list. So now we're making the red slime, and you turn those colors into that color, do the exact same thing, and you build it in blue slime scale. Yeah. So, once you do the exact same, this wasn't the correct size, so I cut it down a little bit, and I changed it, and then I made it all good and perfect and nice. So, now that that's done, it's done, and you can cross that off of the list. So, just get that right out of there. Alright, so now we will be making the yellow slime. So you turn those colors into that color, you do the exact same thing, and you make it the same size as the purple slime. So, now you know why it's called yellow slime scale. Alright, now that it's done, you can cross that off of the list too. You can cross all of them off the list, just it'll happen eventually. So now we're making the black slime, turn that color into that color, and then you just do the exact same thing, and you make it the same size as the blue slime. You know, you add it to the blue slime scale. That's why there's a blue slime scale, because most of them are the size of a blue slime. Well, I mean, not most of them, but like a weird amount. So now you just do the exact same thing that we've done about this 5 times at this point, and then you finish that, you cross it off the list, and then it's done. Alright, so now we're making the ice slime, and this is the first one that we're going to be making 2 of, since there is an ice slime and a spiked ice slime variant. So, right now I made a light blue, and now I'm making an even lighter blue to go on top of that light blue, and now I have 2 slimes the size of a green slime out of the light blue, and now I'm making spots on top of using the even lighter blue on both of them. So now that that's done, it's done. I can cross the normal ice slime off of the list, and now I can make some spikes. So using the even lighter light blue, I'm going to make a worm, and then on that worm, I will be making 4 evenly sized worms that are the size of a spike. So now you make it all spiky and pointy. They'll come back eventually, don't worry. So, now you make 4 of them, and then now it's time for the sand slime. So you turn those colors into that color, and then you do it again in the size of a green slime. But this time we're doing something special again. I poked at it to make it look more like sand. I gave it some pokes. Yep, That's all I did. Okay, so now that that is done, it is done, and you can cross that off of the list. Again. So, now we're making the jungle slime, and this is another one that we're making two of, since there's also a spiked variant of it. So, turn those colors into that jungle slime green. You make it, I think you make it larger than a green slime, and then you make two of them. I pushed one of them off to the side since it was finished and crossed off the list. So, now that that's done, we can make our jungle slime spikes. So, you turn those browns into that mahogany brown, and then you do the exact same thing. You make it into a worm and make 4 evenly sized worms out of that one worm. So, you make it all pointy. So, now we're making the mother slime and the baby slime. So, this one is larger than a yellow slime. Yeah. Alright, so now we're making an even lighter dark gray. So, now we're making 3 babies, because I felt like making 3 baby slimes, since they're all itty bitty. They're itty bitty. Okay, so you do the exact same thing and make these smaller than a green slime. And then, yeah. Alright, okay. So now we are making the lava slime. So you turn those colors and you make a lava orange. And then you add it to the blue slime scale. That's it. And then you do the exact same thing that I've done 12 times before. It's the exact same process for every single slime, except some of them have some additions. You cross all of those off the list that we've done. And then, so now we are making the dungeon slime. And then you turn those colors into that color. I made this one the same as the mother slime because that's what I thought the scale was. But I figured out later, I'm pretty sure that it's the same size as like a crim slime, which is between a yellow slime and a mother slime, but I don't care. You cross it off the list. Now we're making pinky. So you turn those colors into that color, and then you make it the size of a boot. Yeah. It's a boot. Okay, now we can cross that off of the list. Again. Okay, so now we are making the umbrella slime. So you turn that color into that color and that color into some wood brown. You make a pointy wood brown stick, and then on top of that pointy wood brown stick, which should be good for stabbing, by the way, you turn that yellow into that yellow. You turn that into that red, and then you turn those blues into that blue. And then, with each of those 3 different colors, since those are the only 3 shown on the model, so I didn't feel like making any others, you make some triangles. And then you make it an umbrella. And then you add some ridges and you add the top, you add the pointy stick, you add some ridges to it to make it all pointy. And then now we have finally baked the spikes, so you can get on with your stabbing. You can go and stab it, all good. Right here I'm covering up some of the holes left by the stabbing. There's definitely a better way to do this than I did it, but it's not just good. It's good enough for me. Now you just do it again. You do it again a lot in this video. There's a lot of doing it again. So, now we have 2 out of the 3 of the spike slimes that are called spike slimes, I think. And then you can cross them off the list. So, now that that's done, we're back over to the umbrella slime. So now, you get to stabbing, and you stab the umbrella into the slime, and you make it an umbrella slime. Also, the umbrella slime, is less than the mother slime and more than the yellow slime. It's like prim slime size, shadow slime sized. So now we're on to the hard mode slimes. First, we're making the toxic sludge. You do the same thing, but this time you pull out the bottoms. Now, I'm making the mouth because this one has a mouth, and then I'm making the mouth look all good. And I'm giving it some eyes, so it has eyes and it can see, because all of the others cannot see because they do not have eyes. And now I'm giving it its tooths. So you make a worm, cut into two equal ones because it has two tooths. And then you make it all pointy, and then you bake them. It's a good process. So now you just stab them on in there. You get them all good. So now that's in there, we're done with that, and now we're on to the cream slime and the slimelings and the slimer. So you make a big one and you make two small ones. And then you do the exact same thing that's done for literally every single other one. And then you're done with that. So now we're making a circle. A sphere. Yeah. And now we're done with the sphere. You can cross all of those off the list. And we have started onto hard mode, so it's going to get harder. Just kidding. They're literally all the same. Now I'm making some wings. I have a paper clip. I cut the paper clip in half. I bend the paper clip, and then I cover the paper clip in some aluminum foil because it's you also do it again a lot while making wings. Basically, you just do it again a lot. So now we'll cover both of them in aluminum foil, and now you make some light gray, and then with the light gray you make the dark gray, and yeah, that's it. So now with that, you cover most of the wing in dark gray, and then you make it pointy, and then you add an outline of light gray on the outside of it, and then you blend it into there, and then you blend it in, and then you make some lines over the spiky things, and now you do it again. And now you stab it on in there. I do this, and then once you got both of these things, I do this thing where I connect the two wings on the back. You don't have to. So I did make a cream slime originally, but I didn't like it, so I'm doing it again for this video, and also the last one, but that one was later in the videos. You turn that into that, and then that into that, and then you make it to the same size as the corrupt slime. I think I keep saying crim slime for corrupt slime, but that's just an uh-oh on my part. I don't know, actually. So now you cross them all off the list, and now we're making the aluminum slime. You turn that into that, and you just do the exact same thing in the blue slime scale. Okay, so now we're making the rainbow slime. I combined a bunch of different colors in some sheets, made it all wavy, and then this is bigger than the mother slime, by the way. Another way you could do this is by putting an LED light into translucent clay, but since I didn't feel like doing that, I didn't do that. The wiki didn't tell me about this one, not the actual Terraria wiki, a different one that I just Googled, but it's the shimmer slime. So you make pink to light blue and do it in the blue slime scale, maybe, I think. Okay, so now we are on to the boss-related ones. So you make a blue slime, and then you make some blue spikes, and you put them on the blue slime, and then you have the spike slime, which is the final one. Let's go! Okay, so now you make some more blue, and then you do that, and then it's some dark blue, and then you make some pink and some purple, and I switched them up, but I don't really care enough to retake that. And then you make spikes going from blue to pink, and then yeah, it's perfect. So now that you got that done, you cross it off of the list. You can see there I had X'd out the spike slime, and that's because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it originally. That happened for like 3 of the slimes. Okay, so now you turn that color into that, and then you put some circles on top, and you make the bouncy slime out of some pink. So now that that's done, you can cross that off of the list, and we're down to our last normal slime, I guess. So you make up a light pink, the same size as the dark pink one with the slimer. You make some more wings. You cover those wings in aluminum foil. And since I didn't like how those wings that I made originally turned out, I decided to do it again for this video, specifically. So right now, these are based on the ones that I'm going to make for Queen Slime later in the video. So you make some worms, and you make some points at the end of the worms, and you point them down, and then it's like that, and then you just stab them on in there. Except this one was pre-stabbed, since this is the second try on it, and then you make a connection between the two, and you can cross that off of the list. You'll be seeing the old version throughout the rest of this video. So now you turn all those big blues into that blue, and then you make a blue slime again, except this one, you give it a crown. A golden crown. This is the only crown that I make in the way that I did there, with a flat sheet bent over into a circle. This one has 4 points, and I know that's right because for this one specifically I have the plush of it. And then there are 4 red crystals, each in the center of its own spike. And then, yeah. And then you give it its eyes and its mouth and its cheeks. No, it's a blush, but I don't know. I'm gonna call them cheeks. So now that it has its face, you make its cheeks, and then once that's done, it's done. So now we're making the King of Slimes, and you just make a big tin, you make an aluminum foil shell of it, and then you cover it in blue, and then you fill in all the imperfections, and you make a crown. This one is using a donut method, as I like to call it. It's not actually called a donut method, I don't think. I just made it up on the spot. And then you give it some points, and then some crystals. You give it its red crystal, and then you give it and then you make some crystal green and some crystal blue, and then you sprinkle them all across the thing, and then you just do it again. And since I didn't know what to do on the back, since the pattern is no longer how it is supposed to be, I did something. So now you can cross those off the list. Now you can cross the King Slime off of the list. Cross it. Yeah. So now that that's done, we're making the Queen Slime. So you make some pink, and then you add the blue to the pink, and then you make another the size of a blue slime, and you give it its face and its crown and its cheeks, and then once you do that, it's all good, and it's all nice, and yay, and so now you give it the crown, and you make some silver crown color, and some silver crown gray, and then you put the crown on, and then I did a lot of experimenting with what the crown should look like, since for this one I don't have the plush, since I didn't feel like getting it. So yeah, let's go. So I ended up with this, and I don't have the plush, so it's right in my eyes, and then you make the thing on the bottom of the crown, and then it's done. And now we're on to the Queen Slime, the second to last slime in the entire video. So now you make the queen slime, you fill it in, and all the imperfections, and then you make a little crown on top, and then you give it its donut hat, and you make it pointy, and then you make the top all big and all nice, and you make some crystals to go on it, a bunch of different ones, and then you give it these little heart crystals that aren't actually heart crystals, but they're just crystals in the shape of a heart. You see, because they're not red. So now you have the crowns all good, except you need the gems, and then once you get all the gems, it's time to make the wings. You just stab them on in there, then you put some aluminum foil on there, and then after that you just stab them in the correct spots this time, and then just so you know, there's like 5 different variations of the thing that helps attach the wings since they didn't go on very well. So this is the same method used for the heavenly slime, except this was the first one where it was used, and this has some additions on it. So it's 5 layers of worms that are all pointy at the end and pointed downwards, and then you make a little sheet and you cover it up on the sides, and you cut its size, and then you do it all good, and then you make a little worm, and then you make the little worm and you put the worm on the thingies, and yeah. And then you do it on both sides. You do the worms on the other side, and then what you did on this wing, you do it again. And then you put it on there. You see right here, I thought that was going to work. It did not. It took a lot more than that. Even the final method was not shown in this video, but it's more than everything else shown in this video. Okay, so now you can cross that off of the list, and now you're on the very last slime. It's the same size as the blue slime again, I think. It's the golden slime. So now you cut a little bit of gold, and then you just make a slime like literally the 20 other ones that were made already. It's the same process as the green slime. So now that that's done and all baked, this is still not the final method. It's more clay than that. And then you see that goes on in there. That one doesn't go in correctly. I had to fix that. Okay, so now you can cross the list off of the list. Yeah. Okay, so now it's done. So, as all of the slimes that I made throughout this video are going onto the screen, I want to tell you to subscribe. I'm on a journey to 100 subscribers, and you should subscribe. If you're watching this video and you watched this far into the video, this is a very far time to be watching into a video on a channel with 22 subscribers. Currently, maybe, I think. And if you have any ideas for what I should make next, if I know what it is, I might make it. If I don't, I might not make it. Who knows? I don't. There's still a chance that literally no one will see this video. And that's fun. So, this was a fun video to make. It took a while. This was a 2-part series that I had before on my channel, except those videos were not in the style that I had moving forward after the Wall of Flesh video, which was shorter videos edited down. Before, I didn't do editing, which was not a good idea. So, now I edit my videos. And I thought that I would just make a compilation edited down featuring some of the slimes that I didn't make in the first one, like this shimmer slime, and then the remake of the heavenly slime, since I even said in the second video that I was going to remake it. Oh, and as you can see here, the queen slime thing actually works. So, now that all of those slimes are almost done, it's finished, and you can go on and watch something else.